Welcome to the pricing channel. My name is Per. Today I'm going to talk about the 4 pricing strategies that exist. The first one, cost plus. It's the most common pricing strategy being used in most industries. Some industries have completely left cost plus. Some people may claim that cost plus is really a bad pricing strategy. In most cases, I would agree to that. Cost plus is also the easiest way to calculate your price because essentially what you need is to understand your costs, and then you need a calculator and perhaps a controller plus your own feeling how much margin you want to put on top of your cost. In a competitive environment with a lot of price transparency and customers that are being more and more sophisticated in evaluating what you sell, cost plus is becoming less and less efficient, and in fact, in many cases, is not going to make it possible for you to make money. Sometimes cost plus, however, is good enough. I'm going to take an example. Let's say you have sold a big machinery, for example, for mining or something, and part of that machine breaks down, so you need a spare part. If the spare part that you need is only available from the supplier of the machine, i.e. there are no other brands, the customer really has to buy from you as a supplier. Cost plus is just going to be enough. You can decide if you want to have a very high margin or if you want to increase the price so much to convince people not to buy the spare part, but rather to buy a new machine. If this spare part is more like a commodity where there are hundreds of different brands, cost plus is not going to be the best method. Eventually, when competition picks up, a lot of companies are leaving cost plus. Whether they like it or not, they're pushed into market pricing. Market pricing is not what it sounds like. Market pricing is a price that you calculate from competitor prices. So in cost plus, you only use cost, but in market pricing, you use your competitor prices and your costs. In internet businesses today, there are a lot of spiders to suck up prices on the internet to find out what your competitors are charging. And then you're able to put a factor on that and say whether you want to have the same price or slightly higher or slightly lower. That is a typical example of market pricing. In B2B, however, a lot of B2B companies believe they have market pricing, but I question that because in B2B, if you use discounts, every single customer is getting a different price. And there are a lot of different combinations of volumes and discounts. So which one of those prices is the market price? It's probably none of them. I call it perceived market pricing. We sort of understand and sort of have an idea about what the market can bear, but it's more a guess or an estimate rather than being based on facts. Market pricing is usually less profitable than cost plus. The transparency is high. The competitors are fighting to get the volumes. So there's a continuous price erosion when you go to market pricing. Companies we talk to, they claim sometimes that I've done everything I could. I'm already in market pricing. I can't do anything more. I would claim that that's the wrong conclusion because market pricing is not the end station of pricing. You haven't even started to involve your customers in market pricing. In market pricing, you have only taken your costs and your competitors' prices into account. So the next pricing method is called price differentiation. Now you need cost, you need competitor prices, plus you need your customers' needs. You need to understand how they vary. So when you present the proposal, you understand that some customers, they would like to buy less with less content, and some customers would like to add more values, and hence they should have a higher price tag. So in price differentiation, you add the knowledge about the varying needs among your customers and you're putting price tags on those differences. It could be when you buy a car. The standard model has one price, but then it differs whether one person is adding all the extra options and they get a different price. That's the way to apply pricing when you go to price differentiation. You're basically putting the customer in the driver's seat. The customer can decide the content and the price. The fourth method is called value-based pricing. And value-based pricing sometimes is mixed up with market pricing. And the reason is that sometimes market pricing and value-based pricing is the same. It's when you have a stock exchange where demand and supply will vary in real time with the price. Then market pricing and value-based pricing is the same. But in most businesses, they're completely different. A value-based price is basically to add on top of cost, competitor prices, and customer needs, you also add the willingness to pay. You measure the demand function and figure out how volume will vary with price and also your profit. Then you optimize that price. So you find the ultimate combination of different price points in your offering versus your competitors. What you need is to find a way to measure the true willingness to pay. So I repeat this. You have the cost plus, which only is based on cost and your own gut feel. You have the market pricing, which adds the knowledge about your competitors. You have the price differentiation, which adds another feature, which is you understand your customers' needs. And then the last one, which has all of those three plus the willingness to pay, is called value-based pricing. This was just a quick intro about these different pricing methods and strategies. If you follow this channel, I'm gonna give you a lot more content around these pricing strategies. Thank you.